All right, welcome back, guys. It's number 9, Communicator. Here is the thing. What I used to mean when I said this was, when I said I must be a communicator, was talk. Use your words. And not just with a girl who you happen to, like or love at the moment, with her people, with your people, with younger people. Be a mentor. I used to mean don't overlook the importance of communicating when you're bent on accomplishing, right? Sometimes communicating is more urgent and more important fundamentally than accomplishing. So that's what I used to mean. But then as I was trying to articulate the above to myself this week, I suddenly realized we have a much deeper dilemma. Maybe we don't talk because we have nothing to say. Now, not talking is a problem. We're talking about being a communicator. Not talking is a problem, but not having anything to say is a much deeper problem. So here's, as of this week, what I mean when I say we need to be communicators. I mean, we need to have something to say. Here's why I think this is harder. The shy guy or the gentle guy or the passive one might well have trouble asserting himself to, for the purposes of communicating clearly on a matter of significant importance to himself, even if it is a matter of significant importance to himself. And I know this because I, fall into one or all of those categories. And yet this can be overcome because the matter is of significant importance to himself. I keep saying that, but anyway. But what if the matter is of no significant importance? Or what if I don't perceive the matter to be of significant importance? There's no hope of getting a clear statement about me. There's no hope of my exerting any kind of energy to come up with a cogent statement to communicate in the first place, because I don't care. Here's my idea in just 4 words. We need to care. In the context of family, we need to care. In the context of relationships, we need to care. In the context of culture, we need to care. In the context of church, we need to care. We need to have an opinion. We need to be aggressive pursuers of holiness, of right and of righteousness, of justice and purity and devotion. There's a word for this, and the word is not communication, even though communication is the subject of our video this week. The word is vision. We need vision. Before we get into a situation, before we get into a relationship, we need vision. We need intention. Do you know how most relationships start? Oh, see a new girl, like her, no vision there. A bit of sight, but no vision. And then what comes next, right? Ask her out on a date, hold hands on the second encounter, fall in love, get married. Again, no vision there. Do you know how most families are run? Get up, go to work, go back home, handle the crisis as they come, go to bed, start the whole thing over again in the morning. Again, no vision there. You know how most marriages operate? At worst, 2 people living separate lives, just inhabiting the same bedroom. At best, 2 people trying to manage real life and maintain some level of sensitivity to one another as they do. But again, no vision, no intention, no time for it. And then they have kids. And you know how most parents operate? One day at a time, maxed out, and honestly so, but failing to lay a foundation for tomorrow. Again, no vision there. Then we go to church, and you know how most churches operate. They cover the church budget, keep the fires put out in the parish, and maybe if we get all those things done, we can use our leftover energy for some kind of evangelism. This is not for any lack of good intention. Just as last week, I was having this conversation with my wife. She was asking for clarifications on kind of my plans for evening worship particularly on the weekend with our 11-month-old. We're trying to lay a foundation. We're trying to lay patterns that will endure into her future. We want to, and Lovey wants to follow my lead, but that means I have to think about stuff and not just wait for it to happen. Let me tell you something. My wife is often smarter than me when it comes to plans and, strategies and thinking about things. But let me tell you something else. My wife would rather follow the strategic lead of a benevolent leader than spend her time both trying to run the house and steer it. Now, okay, is that universal? No, probably not. But why not? Probably because we have taught the girls to do their job and ours by neglecting ourselves to make a plan, to cast a vision. Rather, we've just sat there kind of waiting for things to happen. No more, not at my house. This is not a challenge. This is an invitation to say, Lord God, show me the way I should go so that I can show my people the way to go. We need to pray. We need to care. We need to plan. And then we need to communicate. You thought I'd never get back around to it, but I did. Before you fall in love, you need a vision. Before you marry, you need a vision. Before you have children, you need a vision. Before you lead anyone, anywhere, you need a vision. And once you have that vision, then God can teach you how to share it. There's 1,000 other things I could say, but that will suffice it for this week. I pray that God will infuse in you, even as I pray he will infuse in me, this sight of the goal, the great and glorious goal that is set before us, that we might see it and then lead to it as well. Again, if you are not a subscriber, subscribe to our channel. If you are a subscriber, like, share, find someone else who is not. Let's continue this dialogue. And until next week, for the roar of the lion and the love of the lamb, I'm Sean Neblett, and this is The Lion and His Men.